Hey, welcome to Dave Juan's Aerial Quad channel. Today I am headed to Tuscumbia, which is a little south of Columbia, Missouri. And on the way here, I thought I'd make a stop in St. Clair, Missouri, home of one rather normal water tower that you see here, and two that are a little more interesting. We'll go check those out. This is right on I-44. And there's the other towers. We'll see why they're interesting in a bit. We'll put on some new music from Dead Armadillo sounds while we travel. See it. The famous hot and cold water towers in St. Clair. If you've ever been on I-44, you've seen them. Here's a nice hyperlapse at St. Clair on I-44. Look at how much the billboard in front of me is moving. Not a thing you notice unless you do a hyperlapse. All right, this is me from the edit room. My Mic Mini connection to the RC2 controller seems to have had some issues yesterday for the next two parts of the video. The next two locations. So here we are a little bit farther west on I-44. I don't want to give away the name of the town just yet. That interesting shaped water tower you see in front of you will give it away here. Right there, you're starting to see it. This is the town of Bourbon, Missouri. And that nicely patinaed water tower really gives a nice effect for a name like Bourbon. A real classic when you're driving on I-44 here in Missouri. And there's a slightly newer looking one over this way. We'll mosey on that direction now. And there we see the third Bourbon Tower in the distance. Oh, Dollar General. Tell me you're in the Midwest without telling me you're in the Midwest. But there's the third one. We'll head on off that direction. That's about where I parked the car. And we'll take a look at our third and final Bourbon Tower. All right, and here is a nice hyperlapse of I-44. All right, now we're in the little bit farther west to the town of Cuba, Missouri. And there are actually 4 water towers we're going to get a look at on this one. Cuba is a bit more sprawling. And we have a very large truck stop here. And then we'll go through these 4 towers. Please give Dead Armadillo Sound some encouragement. He's getting some new music made for us. We appreciate him very much. To get closer to that, but I'm losing signal. I'm set up at that near that truck stop, just a little bit downhill from the other side of the interstate. So it's a little tough to get down lower and closer to these water towers, 3 of which are on that far side of the interstate. Close to this one. Max altitude. No, not max altitude. Yes, max altitude now. Thinking a bit about battery conservation. I do want to make sure I get the drone back. Right there we see in the distance, that's on the right side, that's the one where we're parked. On the left side, that's the one we're going to head to next. And there on the far right side, that's the first one we just saw. have it. The Cuba Wildcats. Looks like the older, probably oldest of the four. Certainly the smallest of the four. There's not much signal. Getting nervous. You can kind of tell from the screen recording it doesn't look great. 4K video. Looks wonderful. Excellent work, Mini 4 Pro. Again, I am way over there by that water tower. A little over a mile away right now. Thinking about my battery. Making sure I get this drone back. All right, we see the water tower. I think first we're going to take a look at a couple other things. There is this large tank here. Given that we're at the truck stop, one suspicion is that it is or was some fuel storage. You don't typically see above ground fuel storage at gas stations, but I have seen it, noticed that in a couple spots out west. So it may or may not be what that is, and it may or may not be in use. We're also, right where I'm parked, there were some fellas putting this big piece of machinery up on a trailer. Hard to say exactly what it is. It looks like it's either something to do with paving, or my other thought was to harvest root vegetables. But I don't know for sure. But they were getting that up on the trailer while I was sitting there. And here is our fourth and final water tower, Cuba. The Missouri kind of Cuba. Classic. All right. In the future, I'm hoping to get my Mic Mini to work more consistently with my RC2. I'm at a 1 out of 3 success rate on this particular day. So, what you gonna do? But, regardless, thanks for watching DJI's Aerial Quad channel, and I do hope I see you in the next one.